Hey everyone, Kevin here. And I gotta ask, when someone says Mary the First, what pops into your head?
It's gotta be Bloody Mary, right?
Pretty much. It's a label that's stuck for centuries, but
So one-dimensional, right.
exactly. And today, that's what we're diving into. Going beyond the simplified villain thing and really understanding Mary I.
I'm Jenny, and I'm ready to dig in. We've got excerpts from all over biographies, historical analyses, even some letters from her time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the goal is to understand the woman behind the crown. And her life, believe me, was anything but a fairy tale.
No kidding. So where do we even begin with someone like Mary that was like, I don't know, trying to solve a puzzle where half the pieces are missing?
And the ones you do have are, like, smudged with, well, blood. You're right, it's messy.
Yeah,
But that's what makes it interesting.
true.
Okay, so let's rewind way back Mary's childhood. Talk about a masterclass in political drama, right?
Just imagine being Henry VIII's daughter. Tough act to follow.
And then there's the whole Catherine of Aragon situation, which,
Oh, yeah. Henry's annulment from Catherine to Mary Anne Boleyn. Not exactly amicable.
no, not at all. And for young Mary, it completely upended her world. Imagine being told your parents' marriage was, what, invalid in the eyes of God, that you were illegitimate, your title stripped away.
All because Henry needed a male heir. Brutal.
And it wasn't just about politics for Mary. This was deeply personal.
Right, this wasn't just some Game of Thrones episode, though it sounds like one, just, way less dragons, way more religious debate.
Exactly. And you cannot forget the religion here, because it is key to understanding Mary. Her mom, Catherine of Aragon, devout Catholic. And that faith,
Yeah.
instilled in Mary from day one, practically.
So when Henry breaks from the Catholic Church, creates the Church of England.
Oh, huge betrayal. And not just of his wife, but of his daughter, who saw it as an attack on her faith, on who she was.
I mean, that's got to mess you up, right? Childhood trauma like that?
Absolutely. It's no surprise that Mary clung fiercely to her Catholic faith. It was like her anchor in a world that seemed determined to toss her around.
And speaking of being tossed around, Mary's relationship with Elizabeth. Talk about complicated family dynamics.
Understatement. It was like a political chess match, just fraught with tension.
Fueled by that religious divide, too.
Oh, absolutely. Don't forget, both had claims to the throne, putting them in direct competition.
Classic story, right? Siblings pitted against each other. Except real life, real consequences.
Imagine the weight of that legacy, the pressure, the knowledge that your existence threatened their claim.
And we've got sources that actually show glimpses of them, like navigating court together, especially after Anne Boleyn's execution. So was there ever any genuine bond, or was it all just like strategic alliance?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Because they were both victims of Henry VIII's ambition, forced to play this game where power and religion were constantly in this. But yeah, our sources show it wasn't always at each other's throats. There were moments of cooperation.
Wow. So maybe even a little
Yeah.
solidarity as they navigated that court. It's amazing to think that beneath all that political maneuvering, there were two young women trying to survive,
Trying to make sense of a world turned upside down.
It's kind of wild when you think about it. After all that, Mary actually becomes queen.
Right.
What was it like for England when Bloody Mary takes charge?
You'd think, right, there'd be more pushback after how her dad treated her, her claim being questioned. But our sources, they suggest this wave of support, actually, especially from those who wanted that return to, like, traditional Catholic values. Remember, England had been on a religious roller coaster with Henry VIII, then Edward VI.
So Mary represented what? Stability, going back to what felt familiar.
Exactly. And don't underestimate her. She was sharp politically. Learned from the best, even if that best was, her manipulative father.
She played the game.
Oh, she played it, made alliances, secured her position. She fought for that crown.
Which makes the whole Bloody Mary thing even more, I don't know.
Tragic.
Yeah. Because it's easy to forget, right? She wasn't just this tyrant burning people. There was more to her.
There always is, right? That's what makes history so interesting, these contradictions. Yes, the Marian persecutions were dark. B-U-T. Understanding them needs context. Can't judge the 16th century by today's standards.
So how do we reconcile that, the burnings, with this more nuanced view of her?
Tough question. No easy answer. Over 280 Protestants executed during her reign. Public spectacles meant to scare people, conform or else. But religious persecution, it was the norm then across Europe. Catholics, Protestants. They used violence to hold on to power.
It's easy to forget, I think, how brutal the past was.
And for Mary, it wasn't just power. It was about saving souls, literally. She believed she was purging England of heresy, guiding them back to the true faith.
Misguided, maybe, but a powerful motivator.
Totally.
Reminds me of that saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Ooh, good one.
Speaking of intentions, though, her marriage to Philip of Spain didn't exactly go over well with the English people. What was she thinking?
Well, remember how much she desired a family. Love. Legitimacy. Those weren't just ideas to her, they were deeply personal.
Right.
In Philip, she saw a powerful Catholic king. Yes, a political ally, but also potentially someone to share her life with. Someone who got what it meant to be a ruler.
So a gamble for personal happiness alongside the political strategy.
Exactly. And let's not forget, her desperation for an heir. That wasn't just about the Tudor line, it was about securing a Catholic future for England.
And this is where we get to those phantom pregnancies, right?
Yeah, like moments where all of Mary's hopes, her dreams, they seemed so close.
It's kind of heartbreaking when you really think about it. All that anticipation, the hope, dashed it again and again.
And it wasn't just like a fleeting thing,
Yeah.
Our sources describe these elaborate preparations for a royal birth, only for it to become clear, nope, no baby.
Makes you wonder about the psychological impact, right?
Sure.
Could this have been, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but pseudocyesis.
Possibly. It's rare, but it's real. And the symptoms can be very physical, even hormonal changes, when a woman desperately wants to be pregnant.
Wow.
It really speaks to the pressure she was under, the
Yeah.
weight of, like, an entire kingdom, the future of her religion, all riding on her having a child.
Crazy to think about. Even queens, right? Not immune to that.
Nope.
And of course, no heirmen. The line of succession went straight to.
Elizabeth, talk about irony, right?
Like, everything Mary fought for, the bloodshed, the sacrifices, all of it led to her Protestant half-sister taking the throne.
It really is wild.
It's Shakespearean almost.
Totally. And speaking of legacies, it's almost poetic in a tragic way that Mary and Elizabeth, they share a tomb right there in Westminster Abbey.
Yeah, they're buried together.
Yeah, most people don't realize it. See, Elizabeth's tomb,
Yeah.
grand, opulent, right? Fitting for the queen who ushered in England's golden age. And beneath it lies Mary.
Wow. Even in death, kind of overshadowed by the sister she saw as a threat.
It's a powerful image.
It really is. It makes you think, what if Mary had had an heir? Would we even be calling her Bloody Mary now? Would history have painted her differently?
It's impossible to know. But it reminds us that history isn't just dates and names. It's about real people. People with, hopes, flaws, motivations.
Mary, I might not have gotten the ending she wanted, but her story, it's definitely one for the books.
For sure. A devout Catholic who was capable of cruelty. A shrewd politician who just wanted love and family. Bloody Mary is the label, but she was so much more than that.
So, to everyone listening, next time you hear Mary I, don't stop at Bloody Mary. Okay, think about the woman behind the label, the queen who fought for what she believed in, the daughter who could never quite escape her father's legacy.
Her story is proof that history, it's rarely black and white. It's in those gray areas where the truth really lies.
And that's a wrap on another deep dive.